Hi guys, welcome back. And today in this video, we're talking about yet another generative AI based tool which can help developers and test engineer to get their software development and testing job done in a much easier fashion. This one, Amazon Q, the generative AI assistant. So this assistant is pretty much like the Cursor or GitHub Copilot or Klein or Windsurf, whatever that you want to use. This generative AI based Amazon Q also does exactly the similar kind of operation, but they are kind of positioning themselves in a bit more different than compared to the other companies like Cursor or Windsurf. Well, I say different way, I'll tell you what I really mean about that. So if you have been following along Amazon Q for a while, you know that the Amazon Q's generative AI assistant is pretty much like the GitHub Copilot or the Cursor IDE. It will help you to do the AI based question and answering, not just on the IDE but also in the AWS if you're really working with. So you see that this questions that you ask in over here, they also have got this built-in support for the AI. And if you're working with the AWS a cloud platform, they will also show you some the Amazon Q, which will help you to do the job done, like for searching any logs, or also it will help you find any microservices or Kubernetes clusters, pods, and things of that nature. But they also have got the offering for the Amazon Q for the business and also Amazon Q for the developers. The one that we are going to be focusing on is the Amazon Q for developers, which will help you to do the integration with the most popular IDEs like JetBrains, VS Code, Visual Studio, Eclipse, and CommandLine. While they say CommandLine, which is quite interesting, and that's exactly what we are going to be discussing in this video quite a lot. So as you can see here, I'm not going to talk about these integration. You might have seen this many times in other tools, but in the command line, if you just go and see, if you just go and click this download link, it will take you to the Amazon Q for the command line over here. This is something that the Amazon has acquired from a company called as Fig.io. So if you just go and search for Fig.io, this is one of the company which was actually acquired by Amazon Q, and they have started sunsetting it from September 2024 last year. So this company is very popular because their command line interface was quite amazing. So I have used this Fig earlier days while they just released, and also they gave me an offer to show a video in YouTube. I did that for them. That's the reason why I know about this company quite well. But guess what? Once the Amazon acquired this, they named this company from Fig to Amazon Q. So all you have to do is just install this command line utility from here and just search for Amazon Q. Once you install it, it is going to open an Amazon Q. Oh yeah, this over here. And if you go to these settings, you can see that this is the Amazon Q that we're talking about. The CLI completions and IDE style auto completion with over 500 plus CLIs, which means it supports Docker, Kubernetes, or whatever that you throw it, it is going to support like Git and everything. And also they have got the chat option, so you can just put like Q chat, and it's gonna help you like an assistant, like an Amazon Q assistant comes in, and you can ask question in a natural language, and it does things for you. And also you can use the MCP server these days. They just have a preview version of the MCP server support recently, and they have also released a full version just now. So all these things we are going to be discussing in this particular video, and we'll see how it can be achieved. So once you install this Amazon Q, all you have to do is you just have to open the terminal. And one more important thing to notice in here is this this Amazon Q is available for Mac OS and the Windows subsystem for Linux, and also for the Linux, as you can see over here. And it is not something available for Windows. The same thing happened for Fig as well. They did not release for Windows, and the same thing happens even now because the team may be dismantled or whatever is not there. So now I'm going to open one of my favorite terminal. So it does the integration for you in iTerm terminal or on the Hyper terminal, whatever. So I'm going to open the terminal which I really like, which is the Hyper terminal. And if I just make this guy a bit more bigger, like how you can see, and if I start typing CD, you see that this window comes in is because of this guy, the Amazon Q command line interface. And you can just go choose that and see that it auto shows the files and directories. You can also do something like Docker, and you see that all those details comes in over here. These are all coming because of the Amazon Q that I have installed already. But this is not something I really wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the AI feature of the Amazon Q, which makes this IDE even more better. So when I say Amazon Q, all you have to do is just put this Q chat. You see that the Q has got so many different options as well. Q dashboard, Q debug, diagnostic, doctor, init, install, integrations, restarts, and blah, blah, blah. But the one I'm going to do is the chat. So once I hit enter, look at that. We are going to be invited to a big, gigantic screen over here saying, welcome to Amazon Q. And you can do a lot of things there. So at the moment, what I'm going to do is you can just ask questions in a natural language and it will start doing things for you. So now if I wanted to try out something, I have to actually start asking the question pretty much like in a natural language. So I can say, show me any port opened in 3001. And if I hit enter, it's gonna do a command line execution for me over there, and see that it is automatically writing like lsof-i 3001, and it is saying, do you want me to execute this command? And if I say T for thrust or Y even as well, so it is gonna show me that there is no process we found using the port number 3001. Let me try another approach to verify, and it's going to do another approach, and then I'm going to thrust it, and if I hit enter, then it's going to keep doing it in a multiple different way, and it found out that it appears that there is no process currently using the port number 3001. So if you have any of the port open, then it is going to go and kill that. If you specify that, go and kill in the port number which is specified there. And also you can just say, can you check if Docker is running? If so, run the Postgres SQL container for me. And if I hit enter, you see that now it is going to go and check if the Docker daemon is running, and it is thinking that the Docker, it has found out that Docker is not running. So it is going to do open the Docker. Look at that. It has opened the Docker for me automatically there, and the Docker is completely available. And now it is going to run the command, and we'll see what is going to happen. Look at that. It has found 2 containers, which is currently in the past state, and it is automatically going to go and run the Postgres container for me, because I've told it to open the Postgres container, and it has launched that for me over there. And look at that. So this is the detail that it has found. It is also telling me that the host is this one, the port number is this, username is this, password is this one. This is the database, like a default database that it has opened the Postgres database for me, which is amazing. So it has did everything for me. It has also set the username and password, and it's telling me the database is this one. If I want to say, can you create a table in the Postgres database with some users, and hit enter. So we'll see if that can even be possible or not, but let's see if that is going to happen. Look at that. So it's going to create a table, and then it is automatically going to inject those details for me directly on that particular container. And look at that, it has created all of them, and it is also querying that for me over here, which is amazing. So this is how we can actually make use of the Amazon Q to do all these things. And if you have used any other terminals, like an AI-based terminal, I'm sure you might have heard about something called as a Warp. This particular terminal is also quite popular, and this is another tool which can be helpful for you to ask in a natural language, and it does a lot of things for you. I mean, this is other terminal which I can talk about in another discussion. It's something for next time really. But if I want to now go ahead and do some more thing in this particular terminal, so I'm gonna say bye over here. I'm just gonna stop this guy completely. And if I want to configure an MCP server, so how can I actually do that? So if I just gonna go and search for MCP server, and if I hit enter, you can see that this particular this particular Amazon Q console or command line can also supports the MCP server for me. So in order to do the configuration, you have to just go to this particular Amazon MCP configuration. You see that you have to just create a global configuration or a workspace configuration to create this MCP server. So we already have got the Playwright MCP server. So I'm going to quickly show you how we can use the Playwright MCP server with the Amazon Q command line interface and do all of these for you. So again, in order to do the setup, all you have to do is just paste this particular command into the command line interface and then see how things work. So in order to do that, I'm just going to open probably the hyper terminal. Sorry, I accidentally closed it. And if I'm just going to go to cd tryout, and if I just going to go to dot Amazon Q, see that this is something I have already created before the recording. And if I just going to open a Visual Studio Code over here, look at that. What I have did is I just copy pasted the command that I have just copied from here, and I have pasted it over here. This is the only thing that I have did. So once I do this, now the MCP server is being configured with the Amazon Q. So Amazon Q, basically the command line interface needs an folder like .amazon Q, and it looks for an mcp.json file. So if it finds this JSON file, which means you can configure your MCP server. So you can configure any number of MCP server. You can also configure our executeautomation's database MCP server if you really wanted to. And then you can use that particular server as well. So if you just go to the repository and look for the MCP database server. So all you have to do is just copy this configuration and paste it. Make sure you have the SQL Server database or Postgres or the SQLite database, and then you can use it from here. Right, for this demonstration purpose, I'm just going to use the Playwright MCP server, and I'm going to go to the terminal one more time. I'm just going to come out of this directory over here because it has this particular Amazon Q directory, and also it has got the mcp.json file for me. Now, if I'm going to say queue of chat, just look at that. It is going to tell me that it is going to configure a Playwright MCP server, and it took like 2.06 seconds to initialize the server. See, this is the MCP server being configured for me right now. And now if I just say /tools and if I hit enter, it is going to show me all the tools which is supported by this MCP server that we have configured, which is the Playwright MCP server. This is the same thing that you can see from your Cloud desktop if you have really configured the Playwright MCP server as well. So if I'm just going to bring this Playwright MCP server, if I show you the Playwright, look at that, all the 31 tools that we are seeing over here. This is the same tools which is displayed over here as well. Look at that. Quite amazing. Now, how do I use these tools with this Amazon Q? Well, it's also very easy. All you have to do it is natural language, right? I'm going to say navigate me to eaapp.sawme.com. Maybe I'm just going to give HTTP because it automatically assume it to be HTTPS, and that's not going to work. So http://eaapp.sawme.com. And then try to click the login link and perform login operation by entering username as admin and password as password. And if I hit enter, this is what we do naturally in the Cloud desktop. But now while I say over here, look at that, it automatically does the exact same thing as well. So it's going to invoke the Playwright navigate tool because that is what we have listed over here in the MCP server. It knows it, which is amazing. So Amazon Q also invokes the tooling support. So it's navigating me to this particular website. And then it is going to it's going to take the screenshot, which is not bad. Let it be. And now it is going to look for clicking the login link. So I'm going to say for this session, go and thrust it for me. So it has clicked the login link as well, which is amazing. and now it needs to enter the username and password. So I'm gonna do that. Look at that. So it's gonna enter the username as admin and the password as password as well. And then it should click the login button for me. So look at that. The click is happening. And if I hit enter, look at that, the login is already done. So this is how we can make use of the Playwright MCP server and also use the power of the Amazon queue to do all of these operations. This is quite amazing, guys. This is awesome. So this is how we can make use of the Amazon queue. I mean, Amazon queue is not only just restricted to use the MCP server or to kill the pods that we just saw, but you can do a lot more things. So let's say if you have got a big log file and if you want to rename all the log files to any specific format, you can also do that. Or also if you wanted to go and see if there is any exception happened in the log files, you can go and verify. So for instance, I mostly use this Cloud desktop to see if I have got any issues with my MCP server that I have built. So if I go to the developers over here, and if I'm just gonna go to the edit configurations over here, and let's say if I'm gonna find any of the logs, sorry, the logs really not lives in here. I think it lives in the logs over here. So if I want to go to this particular log directory and if I want to see if there is any log in the Playwright logs, so I can just say just gonna open a new terminal. Just wanted to do a pwd just to grab this guy. There we go. So this is the directory that I wanted to go and see if there is any issue on the particular directory. So for doing that, you just have to go over here, just say quit to quit the session with the Amazon queue, and then you can just navigate to this particular directory, which is the Cloud directory, and then you can again do a queue of chat so that it will get the context of that particular directory. Now you can ask like check the logs and see if there is any exception or warnings and show me the summary of them. And if I hit enter, look at that. Now this guy, the Amazon queue, is gonna go and check all the logs for me in this particular directory, and it has found several logs in this particular directory, and it's gonna go and find a pattern matching for all those exceptions that it has got. It has found there is going to be some exceptions and errors and warning. So it has found 0 in the MCP log. Then it is gonna go each and every of the log files and it is finding if there is any exceptions there, and looks like there is none at the moment. So there is no exceptions or there is no error whatsoever. So if you're going to say check if there is any info, and if I hit enter, so it's going to go and check any informations available in these files as well. So this is how we can make use of the Amazon queue to empower ourselves to use all these or to verify all these operations. And this is quite free as well, guys. I mean, you can use most of the compilation for free, but again, because this is Amazon and you have to use you'll be using this most of the time for many different operations, you probably will be paying or maybe end up paying some money to them, which I will say if you just go over here, go and hit this pricing. See that. So this is the Amazon Q developer free tier where you can do code faster with the code suggestion in the IDE and CLI, free for public CLI completions and review code review code license with a reference tracking and all these things. And look at that, you have got an option here, a limited monthly access to advanced features like chat, debug code and add test to your integrated development environments, which we have not used, so it's not a problem for us. And accelerate task with the Amazon Q agent for software development, which we have not used as well. But if you're using it, then you only have 10 per month as a limit. And then for console, we don't really have a lot of issue at the moment. So I think it's fine. But once they feel like they're going to make it money more quickly, then even in the console, you are probably going to be end up paying more if they are going to charge. For now, there is nothing for the free tier, so you can just use free tier free of cost without any problem. If not, you're going to be paying $19 per month, which is costlier than Cursor or the GitHub Copilot or Windsurf for that matter. But yeah, this is how we can make use of the Amazon Q to perform all these operations. But again, Amazon Q not only offers the console, it has also got even more features to perform actions like third-party integration with the GitHub Preview, which does even more operation, which we'll be talking about in another video. But for now, this is all about the Amazon Q with the console, like how you can make use of it and how you can empower your daily workflow. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one.